And a happy Monday to you, and welcome to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this first day of November 2021. Filling in for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Granstrom here on this little program that takes an entire hour to do. Coming up on the show today, of course, we'll get you the latest news, we'll get you the weather forecast, and take a look at what's happening in the mountains. Yeah, some changes over the weekend, and looks like we're going to be in for some more precipitation. Will it fall in the form of snow or rain? We'll tell you more about that coming up. Also, sports news, a busy weekend. World Series, we had college football, we had pro football, we had high school sports. I'll get you the rundown on that coming up as well. And also, it's election time. Yeah, the general election coming up, and we'll have another discussion with a couple of folks that are looking for your vote for a local school district position. We'll do that later on in the program here this morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Before we get to anything else, though, we're going to look around our Valley View cameras, and with it being so dark outside, I don't know if we're going to see much. You're going to see a little bit of the early embers of daylight above the cloud cover there. Welcome, Wenatchee. Good morning. It's a back to work Monday. That's kind of a neat shot. I like that. That is from our cross camera, thanks to the Sky-Fi wireless network from Local Communications on our camera 1 this morning. Camera 2 will take us somewhere else. Uriah Darby will tell me that is, I think that's up at Badger looking down. Is that what I'm looking at? Okay, we're looking down upon the Wenatchee Valley this morning from up on Badger. Or is that Badger or is that Cougar? Badger, okay. All right, so look at the early morning rise today. Looking at some shower activity later on, but it should be a fairly nice start to the day today. Details on your forecast coming up in just a moment. To camera 3, we will go and take a look at another view of the Wenatchee Valley. This is number 1 Canyon looking over towards East Wenatchee. And look at that cool look at the cloud cover this morning. I was able to see a little bit of a thumbnail moon as I left the house at about 4 o'clock this morning. So there is a moon up there somewhere. That's probably that light you see at the upper right part of the screen, I guess. I'm guessing. Good morning to East Wenatchee and to the East Wenatchee Bar. Not a drinking establishment, but a giant prehistoric sandbar that makes up the upper portion up towards Pangbourne. That's where my house is, as a matter of fact. Okay, to camera 4, we will go and take a look at. This is up from Stemilt, isn't it? Looking back towards the Wenatchee Valley. Jump off? Okay. So Stemilt is in the foreground there. You can't see it because it's dark. But I think that's a little bit of Rock Island off to your right there, and Wenatchee, East Wenatchee off to the left. And a good morning to our Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington folks watching us here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks to Sky-Fi Wireless Network and Local for our look at our Valley View as far as the morning is concerned. Now, as far as our forecast is concerned, I think we do that before we get to the passes, right, Uriah? Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll do the forecast first here on the Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. As I mentioned, kind of a mixed bag today. They say clear this morning and then giving way to clouds and a chance of showers this afternoon, although we do see quite a few of those clouds here this morning. Expecting a high of 51 today with a 30% chance of rain. Tonight we'll see some clouds, some showers, and some fog developing overnight tonight. A low down to 36. Yeah, that could mean snow for the higher elevations. Tomorrow, we'll get some showers in the morning, giving way to partly sunny skies in the afternoon. Again, a high in the low 50s. 42, the overnight low on Tuesday. Cloudy on Wednesday, and then rain coming in Wednesday night. And that's going to linger Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all with a chance of rain, but especially a good chance on Thursday. Mid-50s, low 50s for our highs. Nighttime lows in the upper 30s to the low 40s. Our lowest, or highest low, if you will be Wednesday night at 44 degrees. We're off to a chilly start this morning. A little bit of an overcast and 34 degrees here in downtown Wenatchee. As far as our almanac is concerned, it was 50 high for yesterday in the Wenatchee Valley. The overnight low right where it is right now at 34 degrees. Normal for the high this time of year is 51 and the low at 35. So we're right about smack dab normal. Record high for today was 64 degrees set in 1997, 26 the record low in 1984. Total precip for the year was still way dry, 3.83 inches so far. Normally we're at over 5.5 inches, so you can see we're nearly 2 inches less than normal. Sunrise this morning coming up at 7:44. Sun will set tonight at 5:44. As far as the mountain passes are concerned, yes, we're starting to look at the mountain pass conditions. Start off with Stevens Pass this morning, and not much to see as far as the camera is concerned, but there is a traction tire advisory in effect. The pass, of course, is open. They don't tell us as far as what the road conditions are, but I can imagine you can see some slick conditions, and well, they said the temperature is minus 18 degrees Celsius. So that's darn cold. But Stevens Pass, a traction advisory. As far as Blewett Pass is concerned this morning, we're looking at overcast skies and 34 degrees. No restrictions on Blewett. Things are bare and dry there. The pass is open, wide open, north and south. Now, if you're heading on US 90, I-90, there you go, I-90, Snoqualmie Pass. This morning, shouldn't expect any delays other than some road construction on Snoqualmie. The latest pass conditions for Snoqualmie have no restrictions. There is a little bit of construction going on. North Bend to Vantage, number of maintenance and construction work zones between North Bend and Vantage. Motorists will expect minor delays this week due to lane closures and intermittent rolling slowdowns, so be sure and watch out for construction crews in the area. But yeah, November is here. That means it's time to start taking a closer look at what's happening in the mountain passes before you head out and about. But right now, looking good so far. We'll take a quick break at 7 minutes past the hour here on a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Your latest local news is on the way next.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Sandberg, and I'm seeking re-election for the Wenatchee School Board. From my time on the board, I know how to be fiscally responsible when navigating a complex school district budget. Our students need updated facilities and access to the critical resources needed to maximize their learning potential. If you care about our students' future, please vote for me, Michelle Sandberg, for Wenatchee School Board.
And a happy Monday to you. 8 minutes past the hour, currently 34 degrees and partly cloudy skies in downtown Wenatchee. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley as we check your latest local news. Sheriffs and police responded Friday morning to a report of gunshots in a neighborhood in South Wenatchee. Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett says deputies responded to the 300 block of Terminal Avenue and determined that a house with 8 people inside, including young children, received multiple gunshots to the exterior of the residence. Now, while the structure was damaged, Burnett says no one inside was injured. The investigation continues. There are currently no known suspects, and sheriffs believe this is an isolated incident with no immediate risk to the community. Well, a Wenatchee man is charged with felony harassment and firearms offenses after allegedly threatening a couple who asked him to stop shooting a rifle into the Columbia River near Malaga. 34-year-old Efren Ramirez Hurtado allegedly threatened the two people October 25th during a confrontation at the Yo-Yo Rock boat launch, then pursued them in his vehicle at high speed when they tried to drive away on Tarpiskin Road. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies who arrested Ramirez said he was also driving while intoxicated. He's free on $25,000 bond and faces arraignment on November 8th. Well, yet another suspect is in jail over the June 5th gang-related shooting that wounded one man in East Wenatchee. 28-year-old Juan Arturo Bolaños was arrested Wednesday, suspected of acting as an accomplice to attempted murder. He and 3 other men, plus one juvenile suspect, allegedly staked out a home near 9th and Baker Streets and fired multiple shots when the occupants returned home. 3 other men, Jorge Reyes, Armando Valdez Godina, and Gustavo Angel Pina Gaona, are also charged in the incident. Reyes is suspected of acting as the primary gunman in that report. Well, schools in Bridgeport were locked down for a short time Thursday afternoon following a shooting near the school campus. Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris says shortly before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, an unidentified 25-year-old Bridgeport man was discovered with a gunshot wound in the abdomen near the intersection of Douglas Avenue and 15th Street, just a block from the high school. Students were released after deputies determined the shooting was an isolated incident. Circumstances of the shooting and the condition of the victim is not known as of yet this morning. In other news today, here from the NCW Life Channel newsroom, Douglas County's prosecutor says the sheriff's deputy acted properly in the fatal shooting of a Wenatchee man in April 2020. The finding from prosecutor Gordon Edgar says Deputy Nick English, quote, acted in the defense of others who appeared to be in imminent risk of great personal injury or death when he shot and killed 29-year-old Thomas Mathis III in a Rock Island home. English was first to arrive at a 911 domestic disturbance call in the 2500 block of Norma Lane, where Mathis was allegedly pointing a handgun at a 28-year-old man and 33-year-old woman lying on the floor. English, a 26-year-old deputy with 3 years on the force, shot Mathis twice with a rifle through a living room window. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators later found the handgun Mathis allegedly wielded was unloaded. In a 40-page internal investigation, police say all three involved parties were intoxicated and the incident began with a domestic dispute between the male and the female. Edgar says English will not face any criminal charges in that shooting. Well, the extreme heat of this past summer has claimed a Christmas season victim. The Exchange Club of Wenatchee, for the first time in at least 60 years, has had to cancel its popular Christmas tree sale at Morris Little League Park. Club President Ray Ruiz said the regular supplier of trees in Oregon informed them that because of damage the heat did to trees, the club's order could not be filled this year. After checking with several other tree vendors, the Exchange Club heard much the same story and canceled the sale. Ruiz said it's a big blow to the club's biggest fundraiser of the year. He said 100% of the $17,000 or so annual proceeds from the sale of the trees goes to support a wide variety of youth organizations in the community. Donations to help make up for the loss can be sent to the Exchange Club of Wenatchee, Post Office Box 1862, Wenatchee, Washington 98807. Well, the Discovery Center, that is, at Rocky Reach, has a new host. Kristen Wright Lodge has been named the new Visitor Services Manager for the Chelan County PUD, overseeing operations at the Discovery Center, as well as the PUD's many education programs. Previously, she worked as Director of Development and Communications at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. She'll replace Debbie Gallagher, who retires in December after 42 years with the PUD. The renovated Discovery Center is open Tuesdays through Sundays from 9:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. That's our latest local news here this morning at 7:13, I should say, on a Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a Monday. Do we have a little preview, Uriah, of what's coming up tonight? Grant Olson, of course, will have the evening newscast tonight at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Grant?
Well, good morning, Eric. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, a little bit wet and unsettled today before things quiet down a little bit on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll have your complete North Central Washington weather forecast for the week ahead. And in sports, Eric, you'll be busy with a look at all the prep results from the weekend, as well as reaction to the Seahawks game yesterday and the latest on the World Series. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Eric?
Thank you much, Grant. Yeah, be sure and tune in for that tonight. And by the way, if you have an update for us or you have a tip for us to pass along to the news crew, then we would certainly like to hear from you. You can do it multiple ways. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can call our news line at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. You can also reach out to us through our Facebook page, and we hope you like and follow us while you're there. We'll take a quick break here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant mentioned sports. Yeah, a lot of it coming up next here on a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Happy fall, Wenatchee Valley. We are enjoying cool, crisp mornings and warm, sunny afternoons. And Collins is here to care for your cold weather wardrobe. Soft, cozy sweaters of all colors and styles, flattering jeans in denim, black, and charcoal from Jag, Cut, Liverpool, French dressing, and wow, great boots, short and tall, mules, tennies from Soft, Fly London, and many more. Brighton handmade quality handbags in fabulous new colors of sable, latte, and bourbon, all at Collins in downtown Wenatchee.
ColorFX has moved their shop to a larger location to expand their services, including adding in a state-of-the-art large format printer. They got it. You need banners? They got them. You need vinyl decals for your cars, trucks, vans, or trailers in just about any size? Yeah, they got it. ColorFX has also been providing fun swag and clothing for local churches and high schools around our valley for decades. Support your local print shop. Call ColorFX in Cashmere today.
16 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll say partly cloudy skies this morning, increasing clouds today, chance of rain later on this afternoon and evening. 51 our high today. We're at 34 in downtown Wenatchee. Taking a look at sports news. By the way, in for Dan, I'm Eric here on the morning edition of our programming here. Houston stayed alive in the World Series by coming from behind to beat Atlanta last night. 9-5 in Game 5. The back-and-forth game saw the Braves jump out first in the bottom of the first on Adam Duvall's grand slam home run. The Astros came back to tie it at 4-4 in the third before Freddie Freeman untied it with a solo home run in the bottom of the third. Yeah, a lot of scoring early. Houston took over the lead in a 3-run fifth, two of which coming on a flare to left by Marwin Gonzalez.
And he floats one into left center. That will get down. Score one and score two. The ball hits Maldonado, but Marwin Gonzalez has delivered, and the Astros have their first lead of the night. It's 7-5.
The Astros would add another in the seventh and the game's final score in the eighth to pull within one of the best-of-7 series. That series will now shift back to Minute Maid Park for Game 6 tomorrow at 5:09 on Fox. If necessary, Game 7 would be on Wednesday. Well, the Seahawks snapped a 3-game losing streak by dominating Jacksonville Sunday at Lumen Field. 31-7 the final. Geno Smith rushed for a touchdown and threw for 2 others while completing 20 of 24 passes in the game. It would be in what could be his last start, with Russell Wilson scheduled to return in a couple of weeks after the bye. Smith says he appreciates all the support he's received.
You know, honestly, they've been supportive since the day I got here. You know, I said that the team embraced me, the city has embraced me, and it's honestly refreshing. You know, it's really refreshing, man. Just, you know, with the history I've had and, you know, having gone to, you know, 2 and 3 teams, just to have somewhere to settle in and to, you know, really work and just get to know everybody, it's really refreshing. So, you know, just having teammates these guys are tremendous in this locker room. Win, lose, or draw, we stick together. We always play together. We always play to win. And, you know, we got to win today. But just having those teammates like that, man, it just, you know, it makes you want to do the right thing and always try and get the win.
Coach Pete Carroll says it was great to see the Seahawks play 4 complete quarters on both sides of the football for a change.
This was a really good game for us, one we needed badly, just to get it home and have fun with the fans and all of that. But it was a really well-played game for us. Defense did a fantastic job all day long, really across the board, and just did what we'd hoped they would do. We continue to get better. We can see it. We're proving it, and we need to keep counting on it as we head into the second half here. We officially started the second half today, by the way. That's the way we look at it, and but it was a really nice job. A lot of guys did a lot of good stuff. The coverage was solid, and the rush was we didn't get to them much, or we didn't sack them much, but we harassed them all day. The other side of this game that jumps out is Geno. And geez, what a game he had. Starting off 14 for 14, and a throwaway was the first incomplete. He was so calm and so poised and just delivered the ball so well. This was really Geno at his best, and that's what we can count on from him. And we were able to do a lot of stuff. Shane had a really nice plan for him to pop the ball around. The guys caught the ball really well today. All the receivers made their catches and all. And Locke has the big day on this day with the yardage and catches and all that, and DK has 2 scores. So a lot of really good stuff there.
Yeah, DK Metcalf caught 2 touchdown passes for Seattle, which improved to 3-5. Headed into the bye week, they'll next play November 14th at Green Bay. Well, Seattle Kraken's two-game winning streak came to an end in a 3-1 loss to the New York Rangers last night at Climate Pledge Arena. Igor Shesterkin, made 31 saves in net for the Rangers, who won their 5th straight road game. Chris Kreider got the visitors on the board in the first period before Jordan Eberle had the equalizer in the second for the Kraken. The game remained tied until late in the third.
Barclay Goodrow gets to it all the way across. A foot race won by Kreider. He's in for a shot right off the goalpost. No, it went in. Chris Kreider finds the top shelf just inside the bar, and the Rangers strike first. Schwartz crisscrossing with Eberle. Jordan Eberle, a backhander. He scores! Backhand magic. Jordan Eberle and the Kraken have tied it. Holding on to it all the way across. Fox delays his shot. Scores! Adam Fox. Set up by Artemi Panarin. You see it all the time. A great save at one end. A goal-scoring chance at the other, and a cash-in by Adam Fox. And they'll stretch it out. Fan on it. He was pestered, and now with the empty net, Barclay Goodrow walks in and puts it away.
Kraken are in Edmonton to face the Oilers tonight at 6 o'clock. You can see the action on Root Sports Northwest. Well, the Wenatchee Wild are still winless in BCHL play after a couple of losses over the weekend. On Friday, Salmon Arm scored 4 goals in a span of 3 minutes to jump out to an early lead it would never relinquish in an 8-2 victory. Only goals for Wenatchee came last in the first by Quinn Emerson and Houston Blue. The Wild were 0 for 6 on the power play on Friday. Hoping for better ice, Wenatchee traveled to Trails Saturday, but then fell to the Smoke Eaters, 4-1. Zach Michaelis put the home team up just 1 minute, 23 seconds into the contest. Wild were down 2-0 before Quinn Emerson scored on back-to-back nights. It wasn't enough, however. Wenatchee dropped to 0-3-2-1 on the season. They'll head for Vernon this Friday and Saturday to face the Vipers before finally coming home to open up the home part of the schedule against West Kelowna next week. Well, the Washington State Cougars pulled off the upset of the weekend in college football. Cougs were double-digit underdogs and forced 5 Arizona State turnovers, while Jaden DeLora accounted for 3 touchdowns as Washington State won 34-21. Washington's Dylan Morris threw for 20-yard touchdown pass to Jalen McMillan with 21 seconds left to give the Huskies a 20-13 win at Stanford. Get this one. That is not a misprint. Central Washington set a school and conference record 92-0 over Lincoln of California on Saturday. 92 points, the most in a game, and 56 points, the most in a first half. 13 touchdowns, also most in a game. Wildcat defense forced Lincoln into 8 turnovers. 92-0, the final in that one. Let's get to the Les Schwab Prep girls soccer scoreboard from Saturday. Wenatchee finished off the season with a 7-0 win over Sunnyside. West Valley blanked Davis 5-0 to finish first in the Big Nine. Moses Lake topped Eisenhower to finish fourth. Eastmont, which placed second, will play at West Valley Thursday for the district championship. Wenatchee will host Moses Lake Thursday in a loser-out game. The Eastmont-West Valley loser will face the winner of Wenatchee and Moses Lake Saturday for a last chance to get to the state tournament. Other district soccer on Saturday, Cashmere claimed the District 6 1A title with a 3-0 win over Chelan. Cascade topped Quincy 3-2 in the opener at the Apple Bowl and then beat Chelan 3-2 to advance to the crossover games. The first round of the District 6 1B 2B tournament saw Liberty Bell beat Pateras 5-0. Brewster topped Lake Roosevelt 4-1. Okanagan edged Bridgeport 1-0, and Tonasket blanked Manson 7-0. Chelan is the District 6 1A champs in volleyball. The Goats blanked Cashmere in the title match at Wenatchee High School Saturday 3-0. Omak ended Cascade season 3-1, and then Cashmere turned the favor by knocking Omak out 3-0. Heading back to high school football on Friday, the game seen right here on the NCW Life Channel had Eastmont dominating Davis 36-8. Ivan Corona, Gunnar Peterson, and Austin Ruffins all scored on the ground, while Brooks Travato caught 7 balls from Luke Gale for 126 yards. I was alongside Grant Olson for the call here on the NCW Life Channel. Beckett Murphy was covering Brooks Travato. Now a turn and hand left side, and easy into the end zone walks Austin Ruffins for our first points of the game just moments into this first quarter. So after the timeout taken by Eastmont, they'll be left with 2. A handoff here. And getting into the end zone, I think, is Peterson. Let's see.
It is.
As they unstack it, it will be Gunnar Peterson. Also into the game for Eastmont. Austin Ruffins will split on the, he will go in motion. He'll get the handoff. Got away from one man.
Nice
Got a block to the 25, 20,
Corona.
15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eastmont. How about the blocking on the edge? And Ivan Corona made the one that sprung him, as he'll take it for 31 yards and the score.
And Coach Don gives him a great big bear hug on the sideline. If it wasn't for that block of Corona, Ruffins would not have gotten into the end zone. What a great job by the senior. Tony Ortega has been one of the best linemen I've covered, Eric, in a long time. He's just so solid out there.
And he's a specimen, too. Boy, you see him without his uniform on. It's something else. Here we go. First down and goal. Handoff. Corona looking for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Eastmont. On senior night, the senior packs the load in for the touchdown from 6 yards out. Ball shaded to the left side of the field here. Gale, turn, handoff, Peterson, and he is going to scamper into the end zone. Touchdown, Eastmont from 13 yards out. Peterson with his second touchdown run of the night.
Great job on the right side of that line. Gail Gonzalez, Tony Ortega, and Gunnar Peterson did the rest on a beautiful 13-yard run.
Chavez takes the snap from center, looking left, wants to throw left. The ball is up, and it is caught, and it is a touchdown. Corbray on the reception from 7 yards out to the touchdown. So first down for Eastmont at their own 21-yard line. We thought maybe we'd start to see some other people handling the ball. And Logan Schneider gets the handoff.
Look at him.
Still continuing to fight for yardage. Logan Schneider, the run for Eastmont up the near sideline. We'll get a first down. Ivan Corona, I think, taking the snap here. And that'll do it for the Wildcats as they get the victory here tonight in convincing fashion by a score of 36-8. Logan Schneider, who's had a heck of a career as a Wildcat. Unfortunately, we told you about this before the game started tonight, that Logan would be playing his last game here for the Wildcats. And I'll tell you what, young man, you did yourself and your family and this Wildcat team proud tonight. You played a whale of a game.
Thank you. It's kind of hard.
Yeah. No, I got you. What does it mean to you to have a coach over here to try to get you involved as much as you possibly can, knowing this was your last game? That's got to mean quite a bit.
I really appreciate it. It means a lot that you let me play out my last final snaps.
How hard was that to play with that club on your hand and carry the football, for goodness sakes?
It's actually kind of,
there was some hitting going on here tonight. Your brethren, I listened to your coach talk about it. There's a lot of guys that didn't know this was going to be your last game. Is that right? So you win on your final game here at home. You guys still have a chance for the postseason. I know you're going to be around. You're not going away. What do you want from this team for the next week plus?
I just want to see success and fun. I want to see everyone make the most out of it because you never know when it's going to stop.
So Eastmont with a big win on Friday. Other Big 9 action on Friday. Wenatchee fell on the road at Eisenhower, 31-10 the final. Moses Lake came back from a halftime deficit and demolished West Valley 56-17. Kamaikan blasted Sunnyside 54-19. Cashmere claims the bronze shoe after beating Chelan Friday night in Caribou Trail League play, 22-12 the final there. Othello shut out Quincy on Saturday 45-0. Ephrata gave Prosser all it could handle Friday night, but the Mustangs prevailed 28-21 in CWAC play. Sela and Ellensburg were also winners on Friday. Oroville hadn't played in 3 weeks, and the Hornets played up to their name Friday as they stung Pateras 56-0. Liberty Bell blanked Bridgeport 56-zip. Saturday, Brewster blasted Lake Roosevelt 44-14. Well, that is our sports news at 29 past the hour here on a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. In for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Granstrom, looking at increasing clouds today. Chance of rain coming up later on this afternoon, probably after 5 o'clock, and then showers overnight tonight, maybe some fog forming as well. We're off to a start of 34 degrees under partly cloudy skies in downtown Wenatchee. As far as the obscure holiday, boy, we had a choice of a lot. We had All Saints Day National Authors Day, National Calzone Day. That sounds pretty good to me. National Family Literacy Day. I guess make sure everybody in the house can read. National Cook for Your Pets Day. National Vinegar Day. Okay. National Deep Fried Clams Day. But according to Dan, this is the one that he wanted us to talk about, November 1st, it's Vegan Day around the world. World Vegan Day is a day to commemorate and advocate for the vegan lifestyle. Gandhi once said, "I do feel that spiritual progress does demand at some stage that we should cease to kill our fellow creatures for the satisfaction of our bodily wants." That was Gandhi. Famous vegans, by the way, Plato, Leonardo da Vinci, Tesla, Albert Einstein, Carl Lewis, Al Gore, Benjamin Franklin, Paul McCartney, Brad Pitt, Thomas Edison was a vegan. And then Stevie Wonder, also a vegan, by the way. And Dan added here, Eric Granstrom and Uriah Darby. Well, we know that's not true. Can't pass up a good steak. You know, one thing about the vegan deal, my daughter, by the way, is also a vegan, and she came to me very hesitantly, and she says, "Dad, I got something to tell you." I said, "What, you're pregnant?" She says, no, I'm a vegan. And I said, "And?" "So?" And she says, "Well, I was scared." "Scared? Well, Dad, you hunt and you kill things, you eat meat all the time. I was scared." I said, "Honey, as long as you're happy and healthy, that's all I care about." So happy Vegan Day to anybody who's a vegan. And if you're a vegan, good on you. I just don't understand the propensity to try to make vegan food to look and taste like steak. You're still going to have to work on that one for me. All right, day in history. This day in history, November 1st, 1800, 221 years ago, John Adams and his family moved into the White House, becoming the first president of the United States to live in the Executive Mansion. It was known as that then. It was later renamed the White House because it's a big, giant White House. Very little of the original White House remains. The British burned the old house down in 1814. The White House was gutted, completely rebuilt between 1949 and 1952. The West Wing added in 1901. Little factoids about the White House or the Executive Mansion. 132 rooms, 32 bathrooms, 6 levels, 412 doors, 147 windows, 28 fireplaces, 7 staircases, 3 elevators, a tennis court, a jogging track, a swimming pool, a movie theater, a billiard room, and 1 bowling lane. It was on this date in 1950, 71 years ago, Puerto Rican nationalist Gracilio Turrisola and Oscar Collazo attempted to assassinate President Harry S. Truman at Blair House. Now, Truman was residing in Blair House because it was across the street from the White House. The White House was being renovated. A White House police officer, Leslie Kaufelt, was mortally wounded by Turrisola, but was able to shoot and kill Turrisola before dying himself. Collazo was wounded by Secret Service agents, but survived. He was sentenced to death, but his sentence was commuted by Truman to life imprisonment. His sentence was then commuted by President Carter for time served in 1979. He was deported to Puerto Rico, where he died in 1994. Also on this date in 1955, 66 years ago, while flying from Denver to Portland, United Airlines Flight 629 was destroyed by a bomb planted in a suitcase belonging to 53-year-old Daisy King. All 44 people aboard the plane were killed. Investigators later discovered that the bomb was planted by her son, Jack Gilbert Graham, who had purchased life insurance policies in her name in an effort to claim, now get this, he blew up a plane, killed 44 people, and his mom to collect $37,000. He was arrested 12 days later, confessed, tried, convicted, and executed in 1957. In 1957, speaking of, 64 years ago, the Mackinac Bridge, the world's longest suspension bridge between Anchorage at the time, opens to traffic connecting Michigan's upper and lower peninsulas. It is 5 miles long. The Mackinac Bridge Authority has a driver assistance program that provides drivers for those who are afraid of bridges. That is gyphyrophobia. Gyphyrophobia. That's your that's your term for the day. Gyphyrophobia is someone who's afraid of bridges. Or if you're just not comfortable driving across a 5-mile bridge, they have a driver that will drive you over there. More than 1,000 people use this surface every year. Those interested can arrange either by phone or with a toll collector to have their cars or motorcycles driven to the other end by somebody else. Okay, we learned something new today. Celebrity birthdays today, got a couple to pass your way. Gary Player is 86. Happy birthday to Gary. South African golfer, one of 5 golfers and the only non-American to win the career Grand Slam. He was elected to the Golfing Hall of Fame in 1974. Gary Player having a birthday today. Also celebrating a birthday is the CEO of Apple Incorporated, Tim Cook. He's 61 today. Since 2011, when he took over Apple, to 2020, Cook doubled the company's revenue and profits, and the company's market value increased from $348 billion to $1.9 trillion. So if you have stock in Apple, you can thank Mr. Cook for that. In 2014, he became the first chief executive of a Fortune 500 company to publicly come out as gay. How about that? That's a look at our birthdays today here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this first day of November, 36 minutes past the hour. Mike Magnotti with his opinion coming up. Also, our feature, if you will, of the day will involve the NCW Young Voters. They had a chance to sit down and talk with a couple of school board candidates for position 5, Julie Norton and Miranda Skalisky. We'll have that for you coming up a little bit later on here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a Monday. Before we get to the break, Uriah, let's do a morning slurp. Grab whatever you got going on, your cup, your Joe, your... I don't know what it is. Maybe you finished work. Maybe you're off work. Maybe you're having a screwdriver. I don't know. Just grab it. Let's have a morning slurp. Yeah. See, that just makes the whole world better. We'll come back with Mike Magnotti and his opinion next on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Don't make plans to store your boat for the off-season until you've checked out the Super Package from Bob File Boats and Motors. With this package, you just drop your boat off for winterizing, and they take it from there. When you pick it up in the spring, it'll be ready to go for the next season. There are too many features in the Super Package to list here, so get the details. 509-884-3558.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
How much are you paying for adult family or assisted living? The Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments for one affordable price. They are diligent with their cleaning and sanitary standards to keep all residents healthy. Residents enjoy good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Rooms are now available, so call ahead for a tour and see if the Epladolin is the right choice for you. Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
Sierra with hands-free driving offers the most advanced and luxurious pickup in its class. Yeah, it rocks.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNatty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, there seems to be a current trend in this country and in our community where the expression of Christian faith has degenerated into whether or not you wear a mask in public, get a COVID vaccination, or disrupt the public meeting. Now, how pathetic is that, to think, hey, look at me, I'm a good Christian because I don't demonstrate a spirit of fear by wearing a mask when I go to Safeway. Hey, the Christians tortured in the Colosseum got nothing on me. But what about what the Apostle Paul teaches in the book of 1 Corinthians? That we Christians should stop insisting on our personal perceived rights and instead think of others. And by sharing Paul's attitude when he says, "For I'm not seeking my own good, but the good of many, so that they may be saved." This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow. provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino is the perfect place to meet in East Wenatchee. The Old West theme takes you back in time with casino gambling and poker tables. And now you can play the best game on or off the tables. Stop by and check out the new game room. All your favorite games and extended late night hours makes the Clearwater your best bet for a great time. And if time slips away having so much fun, stay the night next door at the Cedars Inn. It's all here nightly at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino in East Wenatchee.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
42 minutes past the hour here on a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. In for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCW Live channel. Clouds increasing today in our forecast with a chance of showers coming up later on. 34 is our temperature right now in downtown Wenatchee. In our story this morning that is our feature, if you will, NCW Young Voters is an online group where teenage organizers interview local political candidates on the key issues of their campaigns. Today we present our final segment from their forums. This one featuring the race for Wenatchee School Board Position 5. The teen moderators interviewed incumbent Julie Norton and challenger Miranda Skalisky.
How will you ensure that the classroom curriculum is age appropriate?
It's a tough question because the board at our level doesn't really select the curriculum. We have committees that are put together that really go through the material, and we sort of we see it, we review it, we approve it, but that's the limit of what we do. So we really defer to the professionals that we hire, the administration, the teachers, the staff, to make sure that material is age appropriate, it's compliant with whatever rules and regulations. Doesn't mean that I necessarily personally agree with some of the things we're being asked to do now. I know the sex ed is a controversial piece that I think is probably the most critical age appropriate issue we're going to see right now. And so it's, certainly if I see something that in these curriculum reviews that cause me concern, I have no hesitation to ask about it and make sure that it's what we're required to do or within a standard. But really, we sort of defer that to our teaching staff and our professionals to make sure that they are following the guidelines that are set.
Even though it's implemented by the state of how the curriculum will be laid out and what will be in there, and Julie's right, yes, review it by the board. They, as the board, review it and approve it. And if there's questions on it, yeah, I believe that gives not only the board the opportunity, but members of the community the opportunity as well to ask the questions and get the clarification of what exactly will be taught, what will be and how that curriculum will be ran. And then that before it's even put into the teacher's agenda as well. And I think what bringing up the sex education is making sure that everybody has the same transparent information. And if there are people that don't agree with it, give the parents the opportunity then to opt their children out. And so then that way they don't feel like that their children are being forced into that curriculum that is being imposed. And so that's giving everybody the option of what's being offered and how can we move forward with it.
During this current school year, many resources such as AP classes and club funding have been cut from Wenatchee High School. How will you work to provide those resources as the district continues to struggle financially?
There are certainly programs that I am in support of, but I think it always comes down to a budgetary look. Where can we adjust? What does enrollment look like in these courses that are pretty important? Where can we make cuts elsewhere? I personally think those are really important programs. I think our high level, our AP classes need to continue to exist to create challenges for students. And I think it goes to our core academics, which is a critical mission. So, it's all going to come down to a budgetary look, and where can we cut in other places to make sure we are putting the most into student resources and student education as we possibly can. And I've, been kind of focused recently on our admin structure. I think we're getting a little bit admin on heavy side, especially with enrollment declining. So, do we need all the administration positions that we have, or how are those resources being used to the benefit of the students? Can we put more into learning, teaching, these high level programs? Worst case, how do we get creative, again, with community partnerships to maybe make some of those opportunities available through a third party relation, a service learning type program versus offering it in a course here, but making resources available for those who want to pursue them. So it's no clear easy. It probably comes down to budget, but it's a priority on my end.
I don't want to see anything being cut or have it. It's hard. Those are really hard decisions to make because you don't want to really cut anything. You want to make sure that those monies are allocated for properly, so everybody at the school district can have the opportunities to room and grow, whether it is by providing staffing issues for the enrollment and activities for all ages at the school. And I think another way to think about it is making sure some of the programs are being properly advocated for, because some programs may receive more monies than other programs may not. And some of those programs do have to think more outside the box on how are they going to raise money to keep their club or their program going. I had this conversation today with some students. I remember at the high school myself, there was a club that wasn't as popular as some others. It was called the Japanese Culture Club. And there was a lot of kids wanting to get together and embrace what their interests and their likes were, because they felt it was just as important, such as Equity Club, Spirit, or Keep Club. And it is, and it embraces their identity of who they are as a student and what they can provide for the high school. And I think they had to be creative and find, and that's something kind of Julie had mentioned earlier, is reaching out to community resources who will help you move your program forward along the way. And so it's getting that community involvement as well. And so when it becomes a budget issue, I do believe that there are some creative ways that as a board or students or parents or administrators can get creative to how can we think around the box to make this improve.
From Becca, regarding individuals who are transgender, what are your thoughts as far as restroom access is concerned and their right to use the restroom that corresponds with their gender identity?
This is a tough one for me. I wish we could just have, individual gender neutral bathrooms to serve each individual, because my own personal, being the mother of small children, is I would prefer that somebody go where their equipment aligns with, versus maybe how their feeling, or what they perceive. And I know that's it's a conflicting, opinion, I think, but that is my concern is, and I don't think anyone would necessarily use it for any kind of, sexual situation. Hopefully not, especially at this age, but I fear the opportunity for exploitation. And so I would prefer that if you have particular type of genitalia, you go to that restroom if those are the only options available. Now, of course, I want to make sure that we have, to the extent possible, a gender-neutral individual bathrooms if that is available. But I know it may conflict with what our current policy is, but that is my my personal belief is that I would prefer that if your equipment is one way, you would use that bathroom, even if it conflicts with how you personally perceive yourself.
I can understand the fear or the concern of what other parents may have coming to that situation at first, but then also I advocate for the kids that are trying to find who they are as an individual and what makes them unique and what makes them feel comfortable as well. Now, the same concern is don't abuse that, and take advantage of that, which I don't think or I would believe not the students would be doing that. But we need to make sure that those students that are finding themselves, and that's what they identify as, are feeling welcomed and safe as well. That kind of ties in with the students in the LGBTQ community, as well as making them feel safe and feeling safe and welcome, because it's for everybody in a whole and moving forward. And the times are changing. It's not like what it was for me when I was in school, where there was just option A or option B. Now you have to make those options available for everybody, and it's making everybody feel welcome, because I wouldn't want to be at a school or at a place in public or at an event to where I feel singled, feeling singled out or being secluded to the side, that I wasn't feeling welcome in the situation. I would want to be in a facility or at a place where everybody is welcome and whoever is next to me can be there without feeling hesitancy or anxiety that they're going to be judged. And I don't want to see that happen within our school district. And I know for a fact that it does happen for some kids, because when I have spent time at the juvenile detention with kids that are trying to find their places in life, the one thing that I heard that they voiced their concern was that they had felt a place of no acceptance, and that they're being shunned by peers, whether it's at school or at home, and they come to me inventing, where is my acceptance and where is my place in life? And that to me is really, it's disappointing, and it's really sad, because you don't want to hear kids have that conversation with you, but then you remind them what their purposes are in life and helping them move forward. And I believe that we need to make those opportunities available for everybody in the safest way possible.
Now, all of their 1-hour videos of these forums are available online. You can go to the NCW Young Voters page on Facebook, or you can find them on their website to view all of those videos. We will take a break. It's 54 minutes past the hour on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Back with your weather forecast coming up next. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We provide the latest news from around North Central Washington weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson. If it's happening in your neighborhood, we have you covered with a staff of reporters who are always on call. Grant will also keep you up to date on the latest weather, and Eric Granstrom covers sports. It's all on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
You know, I have different people in the community come up and tell me that they've seen our commercial. I took my family up to Yodelin up in Leavenworth, and we walk in, and it's a Monday night, so Monday Night Football is playing, and all of a sudden, our commercial starts airing. And my kids couldn't believe it. They're like, Dad, you are on Monday Night Football. This is unbelievable. You know, we know somebody famous. Like, my respect level just went way up in my kids' eyes.
We have, over the last year, realized how important Apple Blossom is, how important those Friday football games are, and being a part of that community and being able to support those activities happening is very important to us.
One of our real passions as a business is to serve our community well, and at the same time promote our brand. And I feel like NCW Life allows you to do that with some of the different opportunities that they give you. There's ways to help us build community while at the same time promoting your brand.
Scare Crazy in Cashmere. It's a spooktacular good time all month long in Cashmere. Scarecrows will be waiting for you throughout the town. Silly ones, spooky ones, and everything in between. Yeah, it's Scare Crazy in Cashmere. Bring the family and find the scarecrows all around Cashmere. And be sure to thank these fine sponsors.
Brian's Pizza and Bowling, your small town family fun center. Cashmere Museum and Pioneer Village. Discover our history.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
Just a few minutes left of a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. In for Dan Kutz, Eric Granstrom with you here on the NCW Life channel. Let's again take a look at our forecast for the Wenatchee Valley for today and for this week. Mixed bag today with increasing clouds later on this afternoon. High temperature about 51 today. We'll expect some showers to move in. They say probably after 5 o'clock this afternoon and this evening. Tonight it'll be cloudy and rainy and foggy with a low of 36. We'll wake up to the clouds and fog tomorrow morning and then some sunshine in the afternoon. 51 again our high tomorrow. As we go through the rest of the week, clouds and showers possible late in the day on Wednesday. 53 are high, the lows in the low to mid 40s. And then Thursday, really good chance of rain. 70% chance of showers on Friday. 55 the high on Thursday, I should say. Overnight low Thursday night, 40. Then we'll see partly cloudy and kind of a mixed bag of rain all the way through the upcoming weekend. Highs in the 50s, lows in the 30s. And 51 and 36, by the way, is the normal high and low for this time of year for the Wenatchee Valley. Yesterday's high up at the airport was 50. Overnight low was 34. We're actually gone backwards here this morning under partly cloudy skies and 32 this morning. As far as mountain passes are concerned, yeah, it's November. Yeah, we got to start thinking about snow in the higher elevations. This is the current look at Stevens Pass. It is currently still a traction advisory in effect at Stevens with a little bit of frost and ice in places. The pass is open, both directions east and west on US 2. As far as Blewett Pass is concerned, it's in good shape. There you see it, mostly bare and dry. No restrictions on Blewett Pass with overcast skies there. If you want to travel on I-90 Snoqualmie Pass this morning, it's also in pretty good shape. Mostly bare and dry conditions, no restrictions on either direction, east or west. They do have some construction work that's still going on between North Bend and Vantage, so you need to be aware of that if you're traveling on I-90 Snoqualmie Pass. Now, coming up tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Dan will be back in the saddle. I will have a chance to talk later on today, and we'll air it tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Interview with Sean Ziers on Skype. He's the voice of the Wenatchee Wild. We're going to figure out how these guys are going to get a win before they come home from Canada for their first home games coming up later on this month. That's all to come. Don't forget local news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with Grant and yours truly doing sports here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley and the NCW Life Channel. Have a fantastic Monday. We'll see you again soon.